What's going on, guys? It's Crazy for Coins. I'm going to be just doing right now a week 4 update on my trading. The only trade I did last week was on YRIV, which you're seeing right now. I ended up shorting at, let me pull up for a second right here. I shorted 350. I was trying to get 400. I shorted 350 shares of YRIV at 996, and I ended up covering at 1019, 1024, 1018. I took a loss on this position, almost $100, and I'm just going to run exactly why I did this trade. Um, the reason for why I picked this trade specifically, and I'm just going to let me pull up one more chart on it. YRIV. The reason why I picked this trade is because you could see, guys, this thing had a huge, massive panic, and then it had a tremendous surge, and then it kind of closed even fairly strong. And the reason for this panic right here is because they came out with, they didn't come out with, but somebody came out with a report basically saying that this is like a Chinese scam where most of their inventories and stuff are fraudulent on the books. So I don't know if you guys know, but there's been a lot of, like, in the past, I'm not saying this one is, I don't know, but there's been a lot of reverse mergers with Chinese companies where they've had sketchy accounting irregularities. One that comes to mind is China Media Express Holdings. And I almost bought that one in the past when it was like 18, 19 a share, thinking it was extremely undervalued. I'm so glad I didn't because it's now defunct. But so the catalyst being is that this news was bad, and that is the reason for why I was on my short. Was the reason for why I was looking to short the stock, and it had a really nice bounce, guys. If you see, like it went from the 740 area, 730s, all the way back up to 12 and change. I don't understand how it this had to be a short squeeze. There's no way you would buy a stock and a company being accused of being a scam, basically. Um, and there's good validity to it. The fact that, again, a lot of these Chinese plays, like I said, have been accounting irregularities. But anyway, stock closed off. And the reason specifically why I was shorting it too, not only the fact that the report, but basically because I like shorting stuff when it's up big like this and it has a small gap up on a green to red move. So this is just a different look at it, different perspective. But the stock was up, I believe it was 25 cents for the day. I ended up shorting, I believe, somewhere right in here, 996, which would be somewhere in this area. My thinking was that if we got a crack below green from a green to red move on a gap up on a stock with this bad news, that we would get a tank all the way close to or back down to where the starting line was, which was right in here. So my goal at 996 was probably to sell somewhere in the eights and look for dollar plus a share and risk the green to red move. So if the stock went back green, I would sell and cut my losses, which ended up happening. Really frustrating is that overall, guys, this move right here, you see this move right here? This is the move that I was looking for back here when it was 996. So overall, it closed right where I expected it to be, but I got squeezed out, guys. You could see right here, this is the $10 area, this line right here. You could see right here on this candle, I got squeezed out. So really kind of disappointing. Overall, my thought process was correct. Just a disappointment that I got right here. I got squeezed out. Maybe I could have re-shorted this again. Was it right here? No, I'm sorry, it wasn't. The candle, I'm sorry, the candle was right in here. So I got squeezed out right in here. But anyway, I could have re-shorted it again because it You could see right there it dropped. I would have made, but then I mean, this stock traded really weird. It spiked back up again, didn't do what I expected it to do, and it gapped up. It gapped up today, gapped up pretty big today, and I mean, this thing just faded. It just died. I was looking for something like that, that type of move right in here. I thought this is what you would see right here. Didn't work that way. Um, but that's the only trade I did for the day, for the week. There were a couple of day trades that I missed um, earlier in the week. My favorite pattern, which is I think it's the ABCD pattern. I just know it works. The ABCD pattern with the VWAP hold around 10 o'clock. There was that pattern and one other pattern. I think it was an over-the-counter breakout pattern that I ended up missing. Overall, guys, stock market continues its wild yo-yo ride where it goes right down to support, gets smashed, and then it bounces right up only to get smashed right back down to support. Yesterday we were down, I think, 400 or 500 points and recovered all of what we lost. Today I think we were up as much as 300 and we're slowly fading off as the day wears on. So I would still be cash, guys, just my personal opinion. Maybe buy some on the dip, buy some on the dip for the long term, but keep mostly cash because, while I don't think we're going into a recession right now, we are around 9-ish years from the bottom. We've just gone up and up and up and up and up. So I would wait for a bigger pullback. If you look at the Dow, the DIA, we'll look at the Spider Index ETF. Just go back. We have ultra strong. We have a lot of support right here, guys. If we potentially, I don't think we will, but if we take out that support, you could potentially be looking at. Let me go back to the 10-year. It wouldn't surprise me if we fell all the way back down here, guys, which I believe on the Dow would be like 20,000, 21,000. So maybe buy some, like I said, buy a little bit. But if you look, guys, and just look at the chart, look how far we are. Look how far we've run. I mean, we've had a little dip here. We've had a little dip here, dip here. This was, I believe, this and this, I think, were the Greek debt crisis, Italian bond yields. You had the S&P credit downgrade, government shutdowns, recession fears. But we hadn't had any recession in like 9 or 10 years. So we're overdue for it. And I really don't care if you've had a Republican or a Democrat. It's all the same to me. It doesn't matter. We are overdue for a recession, guys. It's a natural cycle of the economy, boom and bust cycle. But anyway, I will be putting out another video because I was supposed to be putting this video out yesterday. So I hope you like this video. It's more or less for me to be able to look back and go over my trades just to see what I did right and did wrong, as I explained in my previous videos. But that'll be it. All right, guys. Have a nice day. I will hit you up with another video in just a second.